Hello, everyone. I'm your ADHD admin, and welcome to Password Do's and Don'ts for ADHD admins. Passwords are still one of the most common ways attackers gain access to systems. Even with modern security tools, a single weak password habit can undo layers of protection. For administrators, password practices matter even more because admin credentials often provide broad access to systems, data, and backups. This session focuses on realistic password do's and don'ts, specifically designed for administrators with ADHD, where cognitive load, context switching, and fatigue are real factors. The goal is not perfection. The goal is building habits that hold up on busy days, stressful incidents, and long weekends where attention and energy fluctuate. Do use a password manager for all accounts. Password managers remove the need to remember complex passwords and eliminate reuse. They generate strong, unique passwords automatically and store them securely. For ADHD admins, this reduces mental overhead and decision fatigue. Instead of constantly thinking about password rules, you rely on a system that handles it for you. The fewer decisions you have to make, the more consistent your security habits become. Don't reuse passwords across systems. Password reuse is one of the fastest ways small breaches turn into major incidents. If one service is compromised, reused credentials allow attackers to move laterally into other systems. Reuse often feels efficient, especially when juggling many systems, but it dramatically increases risk. One password should never unlock more than one door. Do enable multi-factor authentication wherever possible. MFA dramatically reduces the impact of stolen credentials. If a password is compromised, MFA will often stop the attack completely. For ADHD admins, it helps reframe MFA as a safety net rather than an inconvenience. It's easy to catch mistakes, not to punish your users. Think of it as a seatbelt. It protects you when something goes wrong. Don't share admin credentials. Shared credentials remove accountability and increase confusion during incidents. When multiple people use the same account, it becomes difficult to track actions or respond effectively. Shared passwords also tend to spread into insecure locations like chat messages or notes. Each administrator should have their own account with appropriate privileges. Do separate daily use accounts from privilege accounts. One of the most important password habits is account separation. Daily tasks like email and browsing should not be done with admin level credentials. This limits the blast radius of phishing attacks, malware, and simple mistakes. For ADHD admins, clear separation reduces context confusion. One account for normal work, one for administrative actions. Don't store passwords in plain text notes, documents, or unsecured browser storage. While it may feel convenient, plain text storage is easy for attackers to access and easy to forget about. Syncing notes across devices can silently spread exposure. If a password is written down, it should live only inside a trusted password manager. Do rotate high-risk passwords intentionally. Not every password needs constant rotation, but privilege accounts, service accounts, and externally exposed systems should be reviewed regularly. Password changes, and especially important after an incident, role changes, or staff turnovers. For ADHD admins, tying rotation to calendar reminders or checklists helps prevent accidental neglect. One of the most common password mistakes is physically writing down passwords on sticky notes, notebooks, desk pads, or just saved text files. While this may feel like a harmless coping strategy, especially when managing many systems, it creates a serious security risk. A written down password can be photographed, copied, lost, or discovered by anyone with physical or remote access. Once exposed, that credential is fully compromised. For administrators, this risk is amplified. A single written admin password can unlock servers, backups, or identity systems. Convenience in the moment can turn into a major incident later. Do write down context clues and hints. Memory support is still valid, especially for admins with ADHD. The solution is not to rely on raw memory or willpower. The solution is to write down context clues, not passwords. A password clue is a reminder that helps you recall the password without revealing it to anyone else. For example, if a password relates to a specific theme, phrase, or object, the clue may be a single word or short phrase that only makes sense to you. For instance, if the password was something like Dorito365, a safe clue might be chip. The clue triggers recall but is useless on its own. Clues should never contain actual passwords, never reveal structure, length, or characters, be meaningless to anyone else, be stored separately from usernames or systems. This approach is especially helpful when password managers are unavailable or during temporary access scenarios. The goal is to reduce cognitive load without exposing credentials. Writing down clues is a controlled, safer fallback, not a replacement for password managers or MFA, but a harm reduction strategy nonetheless. Good security supports human limits. Writing down hints instead of passwords is a small habit that significantly reduces while respecting how real admins work. Finally, remember that good password hygiene is about systems, not willpower. Tools, separation, MFA, and checklists exist to compensate for human limitations. For ADHD admins, building external support is not a weakness, it's professional maturity. The best security habits are the ones that still work on your worst days.